Welcome to Watches That Rock.
Dark, elegant, unstoppable, forged from the same spacefaring spirit that took mankind beyond Earth. The Omega Speedmaster Dark Side of the Moon returns. And in 2025, it comes back with more presence, more precision, and more story than ever. This is not just another Speedmaster. This is a watch built from shadow, technology, and memory. Welcome to the Dark Side. The original Dark Side of the Moon arrived in 2013, a bold reinvention of the Speedmaster that traded stainless steel for something far more dramatic, a full monoblock ceramic case. It was sleek, it was stealth, and it changed how modern chronographs could look and feel. Fast forward to 2025, and the Dark Side of the Moon has evolved again, not by abandoning its identity, but by refining it through engineering, material science, and heritage. This new Dark Side lineup features 7 updated models, each powered by coaxial master chronometer movements, including 2 new gray Side of the Moon variants. Every watch undergoes dual certification, first by COSC, then by Metas, ensuring accuracy and resistance to magnetic fields up to 15,000 Gauss. To put that into perspective, that's over 50 times the magnetic force that will stop or distort a typical luxury watch. The case size remains at 44.25 millimeters, but Omega has reworked the lug profile and case balance, making this generation noticeably more wearable. The result is visually familiar, but technically new from the inside out. The case is crafted from zirconium oxide ceramic, formed at temperatures exceeding 1,450 degrees Celsius and polished through a multi-stage plasma finishing method. Measured on the Vickers hardness scale, this ceramic comes in at around 1,200 Vickers. For comparison, stainless steel is about 150, meaning this isn't a coating, this isn't plating. This is solid black ceramic, immune to scratches, fading, and surface wear. Even the pushers and crown are ceramic. The tachymeter bezel uses liquid metal fused permanently into the ceramic, a scale that will not chip, rub, or age away. This watch is built for decades, not seasons. Now let's open the case back metaphorically, because what's inside the dark side of the moon is just as impressive as the design. Depending on the exact model, you'll find one of 3 movements. Calibre 9900, assay found in the current automatic Speedmaster Dark Side of the Moon models. Calibre 9908. Used in manual wind ceramic Speedmaster chronographs like the Dark Side of the Moon. Chronoscope variants. Calibre 3869. Reserved for the latest moon-themed. Special editions including models like the Apollo 8 Dark Side of the Moon, 2024 update. Each of these movements represents the pinnacle of Omega's modern chronograph engineering, and importantly, they are all master chronometer certified. That means they are verified by Metas for accuracy, shock resistance, temperature stability, and critically, resistance to magnetism up to 15,000 Gauss. In a world full of laptops, wireless chargers, studio speakers, and airport scanners, that's not just marketing, it's real-world durability. Let's begin with the one most collectors will encounter, the coaxial master chronometer Calibre 9900. This is a self-winding chronograph with a column wheel and vertical clutch, ensuring the chronograph starts and stops with smooth, precise engagement. No jump, no hesitation. It features Omega's signature coaxial escapement, which reduces friction and extends service intervals, and it uses twin barrels mounted in series, delivering consistent torque over the full power reserve. Finishing is contemporary and purposeful, matte black plates and bridges, decorated with Geneva waves in arabesque, visible through the sapphire caseback on most models in the line.
Next is the Calibre 9908, the manual winding interpretation of this movement architecture found in ceramic-cased Speedmaster chronoscope Dark Side variants. It shares the same durability, the same magnetic resistance, and the same torque-stable twin-barrel structure, just without the automatic rotor. This is for the enthusiast who enjoys the ritual of winding their watch. Then we have the Calibre 3869, which appears in the Apollo 8 Dark Side of the Moon editions, most recently refreshed in 2024. This one isn't just a movement, it's a story rendered in metal. The bridges and main plate have been laser engraved with a topography of the moon's surface. Dark on the dial side, light on the back, representing the near and far sides of the moon. It's mechanical art with the narrative baked into the structure itself. All of these movements run at 25,200 vibrations per hour, use silicon balance springs, and maintain stability even as the power reserve winds down, something many chronographs struggle with. And thanks to the coaxial escapement, lubrication stress is reduced, meaning accuracy holds longer and service intervals stretch out further than traditional chronographs. So while the dark side of the moon is bold, futuristic, and visually striking, its mechanical heart is every bit as advanced. This is not a watch that just looks engineered for the future. It is engineered for it. Then there is the Apollo 8 edition, first released in 2018 to commemorate the 50th anniversary of the Apollo 8 mission. A new updated version of the watch was released in 2024. Whilst this is not a new release, it's the emotional and integral centerpiece of the Dark Side of the Moon collection. The back of this watch is exquisite. The movement bridges are laser ablated into a 3D moon topography. Not printed, not etched, shaped. The near side appears dark and smooth. The far side appears bright and rugged, just as the astronauts described it. A yellow chronograph seconds hand cuts across this lunar landscape, and on the running seconds subdial, a tiny Saturn V rocket becomes the hand itself. This is not just timekeeping, it is storytelling in motion. You can see our full video on this special timepiece at the link above. Now let's talk wearability, because with a 44.25 millimeter case, the Dark Side of the Moon can sound imposing on paper. But here's where Omega's engineering really shows its hand. The case is crafted from ceramic, which is significantly lighter than stainless steel. That means despite the visual presence, the watch never feels top-heavy or fatiguing on the wrist. It has presence, but not burden. The lug-to-lug measurement comes in at around 49.5 millimeters on most models, a noticeable improvement over the earlier generation. Combined with curved case flanks and a lower center of gravity, the watch sits closer to the wrist, hugging it rather than perching above it. The result is a watch that looks bold, yet wears surprisingly refined. Omega also made smart choices with strap and bracelet options. You can pair it with either the black integrated coated nylon reinforced fabric strap with rubber lining for sweat resistance, finished with a ceramic clasp, or a rubber racing style strap, also finished with a ceramic fold over clasp for a more vintage sporty aesthetic. Both bracelet options maintain the Dark Side's stealth identity while eliminating the wrist fatigue that often comes with larger chronographs. Apart from the nylon and rubber options, you can also personalize your Dark Side of the Moon with fore leather options and NATO straps, which come in 60 colors, all at an additional cost and available from Omega.
So, yes, this is a watch with confidence, a watch with presence, a watch that doesn't hide under a cuff. But thanks to its materials, engineering, lug geometry, and strap options, it remains surprisingly wearable, even on medium sized wrists. This isn't a watch you grow into, it's a watch that meets you where you are and then elevates the room around you. Pricing starts from £13,100, rising to £13,800 sterling, and $15,700 to $16,400 US dollars, depending on the configuration. At this level, it's competing directly with IWC Pilot's Watch, Top Gun Ceramic, Zenith DeFi Skyline chronographs, and select Rolex Daytona configurations, but none of those deliver the full ceramic case, the coaxial master chronometer movement, and the mythology of lunar exploration in the same package. In a world where many chronographs look the same, the dark side of the moon stands apart. It's modern, yet rooted in history, technical, yet emotional, bold, yet refined. This is a watch for someone who doesn't need to be seen, but knows exactly who they are. It doesn't shout for attention. It holds attention because some watches tell times and some watches tell stories. The Omega Speedmaster Dark Side of the Moon does both. If you enjoyed this deep dive, please like, subscribe, and drop your thoughts in the comments below. It really supports the channel. So let us know which version of the dark side do you prefer? Um, this is Watches That Rock, where craftsmanship meets storytelling. For more on Omega watches, check out our videos on the first Omega in space and Seamaster Aquaterra here. And see you next time.